Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Bow City Radio for live coverage of today's Vanarama National League South clash between Billericay Town and Bow City, live from New Lodge. I'm Mark Stillman, commentating throughout with Bob Chester on summarising duties. The Romans' excellent Easter form means they arrive in Essex, knowing a win today will confirm their place in National League South for a 10th successive season. The Blues, meanwhile, have turned to another Brown in the past week, swapping manager Jody for Dan following Monday's loss at Chelmsford. The interim boss will be hoping to unscramble a survival code in what has been a turbulent season for Town, using 55 players in all competitions under 3 managers. The tone was set at Twerton when they lost 3-0 on the opening day, and only a couple of players remain for Billericay from that match in August, which demonstrates the turnover this season. I'll run through the starting lineups. Billericay have made 5 changes from defeat at Chelmsford on Monday, which means guessing their formation is a bit tricky. We'll have a go. I think it's 3-4-1-2. In goal is Zaki Uala. Back 3 are Greg Halford, Michael Chambers the captain, and Toby Stevenson, who scored in that loss. Right wing back of Anderson Pinto. Left wing back George Wynn, who's been recalled from a loan spell at Bowers and Pitsea. Middle of midfield, Jack Munns and Josh Wright. And then Femi Akinwande playing behind Anthony Jeffrey and Dylan Gavin. On the bench for Billericay, Laurie Wilson, Joe Muscat, Nico Muir, Gabriel Ipanga Mbambo and Kweko Lucan. Bagasan Graham, Marvel Ekpateta and Sam Skeffington aren't in the 16, having featured in the week. For Bow City, much more easier to work out because they're unchanged from Monday's win at Hungerford Town. They're playing 4-4-2. In goal, captain Ryan Clark. Back 4, fullbacks Joe Rains and Zach Delaney, with Jack Batten and Dan Ball centre-backs. Alex Fletcher right midfield. Down the left will be Elliot Freer. In the middle, Omar Holness and Tom Smith. And then a front pairing of Cody Cook and Dave Sims-Burgess. The same subs as Monday as well. That's Eddie Jones, Will Fuller, Ben Seymour, Tom Richards and Ryan Jones. The officials, the referee is Richie Watkins, assisted by Kieran Bailey and Lauren Hantea. And Bow City are wearing black and white shirts, white shorts and white socks. Billericay Town wearing blue shirts, black shorts and blue socks. Richie Watkins, referee, checks everything is in order. He did our win over Welling, another relegation rival earlier in the season back in November. He also oversaw Billericay's 3-2 defeat at home to Hemel Hempstead back at the start of the season. He checks that everything is in order. People are still making their ways along with various alcoholic beverages. And before we get underway, both teams take the knee. Warm applause around us here in Essex. Teams return to their feet and Billericay get this game underway. It's back to Josh Wright, floats it out to the left-hand side. We're straight under the head of Delaney, who knocks it into touch for a Billericay throw. Billericay, the first 15 minutes against Chelmsford, they flew out the blocks. They ended up 1-1 at half-time, and then they conceded late on. Didn't really offer much in the second half, as Delaney has clearly hauled Jeffrey to the floor, and he's going to get a yellow card, I would have thought, as the striker tried to escape him, and he does, picks up a yellow card inside 6 minutes. It's Munns, it's a driven one, straight under the head of Rains, not fully headed away. Akinwande brings it under control, he shoots and it's blocked from Batten and spins at a play for the first corner of the contest to the Blues. So he did 63 goals this season, Billericay, 1 fewer than City. Scoring has been their problem, Rains, a misdirected header from Ball. Delaney's lost out to Jeffrey in the penalty area. He played it against Ball, right against the chest of him. Absolutely no way was that handball. He's only about 2 yards from the ball anyway. And it goes out of play for a throw. 15 yards and a byline on the left. Throws it inside to Sims-Burgess near the edge of the penalty area. Tries to lay it off to Smith. And then Smith tried to guide it to Rains, who is an ambitious shot. The ball sort of hangs up in the air and spins into the hands of Uala. It's a ball over the top. It's a good one for Jeffrey. Should keep it in play down by the byline. Sends it across and it just evades Gavin. And Rains calmly turns the other side of Akinwande to bring the ball out of trouble, and he's fouled in doing so again from Akinwande. Very versatile. He came on as a striker in their last home game against Dartford. They've been changing the team so often recently. They've clicked pretty well so far this afternoon. Gavin goes back to Munns. Completely aimless ball forward. Just drifts straight into the hands of Ryan Clark. Wins now Halford, midway inside the Billericay half, squares it to Chambers. Now it's Stevenson, wearing number 2, but in the left-back position. Good turn away from trouble from Pinto, away from Holness, who cynically pulls him down. Yes, talking to, and the yellow card. inside half an hour. I think the argument is probably the fact that he didn't make any attempt to play the ball, Holness. Munns is going to take this free kick, 10 yards inside the Bath City half, left of centre. Over to Chambers, he has a commanding header, it's gone in from Chambers, around 16 yards out. He completely outfoxed Ryan Clark, he outfoxed the Bath City back line. Michael Chambers has his 7th goal of the season, 31 minutes gone, Billericay 1, Bath City 0.
That was a looping header that went right over Ryan Clark, and just on 31st minute, that puts the home side ahead.
Frustrating one, really. I thought it was avoidable. I mean, it's a pretty good header, but he caught us all out, really. Bath City had a pretty high line, and Chambers rose the highest. And he nods it into the back of the net to give Billericay an important lead, one of their longest serving players, here just over 2 years. They got a throw in midway inside their own half, which Delaney will take. And the line. Cook gets a flick on to Sims-Burgess, holds off Halford. Sims-Burgess squares it to Fletcher now. Fletcher near the edge of the penalty area. Fletcher onto his left foot with a curler. Oh, what a goal from Alex Fletcher! He's bent it into the top corner. That's a wonderful strike on his so-called weaker left foot. Tremendous. 33 minutes. Bath City have replied almost instantly. Billericay Town 1, Bath City 1.
Well, the ball came to Fletcher about 20 yards of goal, just right of central, and he was on his right foot, and he wasn't closed down particularly well. He had enough space, he put it onto his left foot, and we were in just a superb position, and he struck it absolutely inch perfectly to go into the top corner of the net, and the keeper had no chance whatsoever. That was a wonderful strike, wonderful goal, and just the response that City needed.
They want to speed things up, the Blues. Level 1-1 here with Bath City. Michael Chambers comes out from Alex Fletcher. 2 goals within the space of 3 minutes. As Pinto, good ball in behind. Gavin's got there first and he can't connect with his shot. That was an excellent ball in behind from Pinto, and had Gavin managed to get any further purchase on it, Clark could have been in a bit of trouble. Chambers picks up on the left-hand side. To Pinto, who's got a little bit of room in midfield. Jeffrey again on the left, trying to run at Rains, getting towards the byline. Squares it, and Batten gets enough on it to put it behind for a corner. 2.5 minutes into added time in the first half. Straight into the hands of Ryan Clark. It's a real waste, and that's the end of the action for the first half. It was a slow burner, and then suddenly we had 2 goals in the space of 3 minutes. Second half gets underway here. Smith plays it back, and the long ball forward goes straight through to Zaki Uwala. Freer tries to head it back inside. He's now going to give chase on Wind. Lovely turn, is aided by a slip as Jeffrey from Delaney. Skip the other side of the ball, who's tripped.
And another booking.
And once again, Jeffrey has caused that, and Dan Ball picks up a yellow card inside 3 minutes of the second half. So it's 3 on yellows of Bath City now. 2-man war in Smith and Freer. Munns, arm in the air. Awful delivery, straight against the chest of Holness, and Smith hammers it at the other end of the field. Complete and utter waste.
The manager there must be holding his hand in his head, or his head in his hands rather, and wondering why the free kick was wasted just from such a good position.
Oh, he still nearly had it, and Batten and Clark nearly getting each other's way, and in the end Batten plays it back to Clark, who clears it panically over onto the right-hand side to Cook. He's dispossessed by 3 Billericay players. He had absolutely no chance getting away from that, Cook. Hence why he's lost eye. It's given away from Chambers, though, to Holness. Now to Fletcher. He's played it against the shins of Chambers. That mistake was all Billericay's doing, and Bath City win a corner. Freer's going to take this corner on the Bath City right, so it'll be an in-swinger, left-footed, a lot of height on it. Cook's beaten in the air from Chambers, and Wright's able to keep it in play. He's big defender, Chambers, must be around 6'4". Now Billericay can break with Jeffrey down the right-hand side. Holness is trying to stop his route forward. He squared it, edge of the penalty. Gavin miscontrols it, and it was costly because Rains robbed it off him. Billericay messed that up, really. City can try and break down the right-hand side, but Freer's asked too much of that ball forward. I think that sums up Billericay's season. Ben Seymour coming on.
I wonder whether Holness might come off because the booking. No, it's
Sims-Burgess.
Wonder whether he's got a knock or something.
He came off on Monday when I asked him about it, whether he had any sort of injury, and he just said no, I was knackered, which honesty is the best policy. And I think, yeah, Fletcher's now gone back to the right-hand side. Seymour will be sort of leading the line. Cook behind him as Holness presses. Pinto has a loose header. Seymour round the goalkeeper. He's gone down. Penalty penalty to Bow City. I'm not sure whether Uala made contact. What an instant impact that is from the substitute, though. The goalkeeper is cautioned, and Ben Seymour, who's been on the field for a matter of 10 seconds, has won a penalty for the Romans.
Yep, and it was just a bit of chaos in the home defence, and Seymour is fouled, goes down. The referee thought long and hard about it, and then Cody Cook's now going to take the penalty. And again, Billericay making their own problems.
Interesting choice, because Alex Fletcher's taken the last two and scored the last two, but Cody Cook fancies this one. Uala bounces up and down on his line. It's going to be right-footed from Cody Cook. He eyes up the goalkeeper, the Algerian stopper, Cook. A long wait. He runs up, he shoots, he scores, he rolls it confidently past the goalkeeper. Cody Cook's 20th goal of the season in all competitions. 55 minutes, Billericay 1, Bow City 2. What an inspired substitution.
That was, with the first touch basically brought down, and you win a penalty. And perhaps we are relieved that Sims Burgess was tired, to quote you. And if that's the case, good on him, and a great substitution from Jerry Gill.
So Cody Cook's 20th of the season. It's now his 14th in National League side, his highest scoring season in the competition. He netted 13 for Truro. Nico Muir, anticipated, would come on, a striker who scored against Bow City earlier this season for Hampton. He's coming on for Dylan Gavin as Cook tries to get a flick on. He can't. Chambers heads it near the edge of the box to Fletcher. Turns over in trouble. That looked like handball. It was from Akinwande, who's penalised. Bow City will have a free kick around 30 yards out. Freer's going to take. He shoots over. Ball bounces back off the roof of the stand onto the roof of the net. Smith challenges in the air, loses out to Pinto. Now Munns over to the right hand side to Jeffrey, the danger man. Watch from Delaney, cuts inside, left-footed shot. I think Clark had it covered. It was blocked anyway from Ball. The Romans lead by 2-1 here on Bow City Radio. Delaney brings the ball down beautifully out of the air. Now Cook tripped a little bit from right, skips the other side of his man now. City can try and break. Billericay again, men back. Cook might want to go alone. He does. He shoots too close to the goalkeeper. He was swarmed with blue shirts, which I think is why he went all alone. Akinwande does really well to hold off Freer. Referee plays advantage. Pinto now holding off Delaney. Munns. Nice ball to the left-hand side. He's got a lot of joy. Jeffrey into the box, and it's well gathered from Ryan Clark. Here's Freer on the left-hand side for Bow City. Gets away from right with simplicity near the byline towards the back post. Fletcher helps it back to Cook. Cook tries to make room. He shoots against Chambers. It loops into the air, and it's gathered and it stays in play. Billericay now in possession with Wind on the right near the corner of the penalty area to Akinwande. Tricky customer, not on this occasion. Delaney and Smith have done enough, but Akinwande's won it back. Ever persistent near the edge of the penalty area. Now Akinwande shoots when he slips, and it goes straight into the hands of Ryan Clark. Kweka Lucan is coming on for Femi Akinwande. It's going to be like for like. Gone short to Munns. Trying to get an angle for a shot. It's well blocked from Rains. Now to Halford on the edge of the box. Right. A header in the end from Lucan. It looks like it's going to go wide. And it does. One of those Billericay players should have had a shot. Fletcher goes back to Rains. Now to Cook. Wide of the penalty area, back heel to Fletcher on the edge of the box, left foot again. Good save from Uala, diving to his right. He's furious that the defence stood off Alex Fletcher. It's a decent save, it's a corner.
Well, they've seen what Alex Fletcher can do with that wonderful equaliser, with that lovely curling 20-yard shot. So why does the defence just say, well, come on, have another go?
Gabriel Ipanga Mbambo comes on. Jeffrey's come off. Approaching the 90th minute. Munns is going to take it. Every player is within 20. City have got a line around 20 yards from the edge of the penalty area. Chambers heads it, and this time he heads it wide.
Yeah, the clear header, and direction was a bit off.
It's headed inside from Halford. A loose one again where Fletcher gets there first. Halford brings it under control. Seymour gets his body in the way. Man who won the penalty. City can break. They can try and finish it off now with Cody Cook running in on goal. Cook wide of the penalty area. Cook on his left foot. It's blocked from Chambers, who heads it back towards the penalty spot. That's the last action of the game. Bow City have recovered from a goal down to win an away match. The first time they've recovered from a losing position in an away game away from home since December 2019. And they deserved it as well. Cody Cook with a winner on 55 minutes and a penalty spot. As Michael Chambers gave them the lead on 31 minutes. Billericay was cancelled out from a fabulous goal from Alex Fletcher on 33. Cody Cook penalty on 55 when Ben Seymour had only just come on, literally only just come on. 10 seconds or so had been appended by goalkeeper Zaki Uwala. Cook decided to take the spot kick, rolled it past the goalkeeper the wrong way. Billericay offered next to nothing in response. They never really looked like levelling. Bath City controlled the final half an hour. It's only 2-1, Bob. I thought that was about as comfortable as it can get, especially in that second half.
It wasn't a classic by any means, but City did the job. The fans will be happy behind the goal. As I said, that's two wins on the bounce away from home, and they've seen 5 goals and only 1 conceded. But yeah, a really, really good professional performance. They came here to do a job, and they certainly did it.
And I did Bath City a bit of disservice, actually. The last time they won from a losing position away was New Year's Day 2020 at Chippenham. That was also 1-1 at half-time. The City players thank the supporters behind the goal. Good army of them actually came
from
the Roman City of Bath.
Yep, they certainly did. And 2 away trips in less than a week. Fair amount of money have to be spent to do that, and they've certainly come and supported the team, and they've been rewarded by seeing victories, which is great news.
What a turnaround it's been, Baz. 2 defeats in 10 in all competitions. The confidence is high. Thank you very much for tuning in this afternoon. From myself, Mark Stillman, and Bob Chester on Bath City Radio. We'll be back next Saturday for the visit of Tonbridge Angels to Twerton Park. Bath City are staying up. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.